Hello everyone, and welcome to the class for Foundation Engineering. I'm Professor Kakade VD, and we are studying unit number second from the Foundation Engineering, which is bearing capacity and shallow foundation. So, the bearing capacity of soil or the ground is important term related to the foundation, because if the bearing capacity is the capacity of a particular soil to bear the load of foundation. Okay, so this is called as bearing capacity, and the shallow foundation is the foundation which is placed beneath the ground surface. Okay, which is very close to the ground surface. It does not mm, get in deep into the soil. Okay, so in the last video we discussed about the various terms related to the bearing capacity, which is ultimate bearing capacity, net bearing capacity, set bearing capacity, unit soil pressure, and allowable soil pressure. So unit soil pressure and allowable soil pressure was, so first one, ultimate bearing capacity was the capacity that any soil could bear, okay, without any fail. And net bearing capacity is the reducing the surcharge. Safe bearing capacity is the capacity which is considered to be design purpose, okay, which is included the safety factor. So that safe bearing capacity is very much lower value than the ultimate bearing capacity, and we discussed about this in earlier lecture. So the unit soil pressure is the pressure that produce an average unit settlement of the foundation, known as reverse settlement. Okay, so the particular pressure, okay, unit pressure is known as unit soil pressure. Okay, and the last one is the allowable soil pressure. So many times it is for the very non-important project, like any small project or temporary project. It is not needed to investigate soil thoroughly. In such situation, you must to be consider particular standard value on the basis of a chart which is given in IAS code, so that it will help us to understand what is approximate bearing capacity, which is known as an allowable soil pressure. Okay, so that terms we discussed in the last lecture, and also the factor influencing bearing capacity. Okay, so now we will discuss about modes of shear failure. Okay, so modes of shear failure are the how the particular soil or particular foundation, or we could say that the subbase of the foundation will fail. Okay, what is the its mode, or what is the type of its failure? On that basis, there are three mode of shear failure. So maximally we know that the foundation or ground, or the soil below the foundation, is failed by two criteria. First one is the shear failure, and second one is the total and differential settlement. So settlement criteria is the different. So first of all, we must concentrate on the shear failure. The shear failure is happening in the three modes, like general shear failure, local shear failure, and punching shear failure. These particular shear failure shows a different pattern of failure, and there are different causes of failure. So what kind of the failure is on the basis of what type of foundation is there, what kind of that particular soil is there any other situation which causing a failure, is been find out or studied in that particular topic. Okay, so first one is the general shear failure. Okay, so it is a continuous. First one, we must understand one thing is that it is the slow moving process, and the soil is particular soil is a steep soil, or we could say that it can bear a high pressure, but due to the some reason it fails, and it's showing a different kind of shapes. Okay, when failing or when failed. Okay, so there are around three total zone of failure, which is first one is this, second one is this, and third one is this. So, and this particular graph is showing how much ultimate bearing capacity it had, and how the settlement arises. Okay, so we will discuss the theoretical part of it. It is so a continuous, well-defined and distinct failure surface develop between the edge of footing and ground surface. Okay. So first one is a well-defined. It does not, we cannot say that it is unexpected. That kind of the well-defined shape of the failure here, and a distinct failure. Continuous, what mean of continuous? It does not show the sudden failure. It's showing the mark of a failure, or before the failure, whatever the shapes of the particular failure being shown. Okay. This kind of the failure is happen in a dense and steep and hard clays. Okay, so I already told you that dense or steep, which means that it having the high bearing capacity. Okay, which we consider as best soil to be construct the foundation, which undergoes a low compressibility experience this failure. Okay, so what the meaning of it? Sometimes the high compressibility, so the particular soil on the ground surface does not show any sign of failure, but due to the low compressibility, if the particular foundation failed or settled, the soil which is beneath the foundation does not compress, it just deform in a upper side. Okay, next is the continuous bulging of shear mass adjacent to footing is visible. So the third zone is the bulging zone. Okay, this third zone which is shown in this figure is a bulging zone. So it continues, so it does not happen suddenly, so it is a continuous process. So if when it starts failing, it took a long time to fail. Okay, and next is this particular graph. Okay, so this particular graph in the general shear failure, it's showing that this kind of shape. So in the y-axis, it's showing the settlement. Okay, so settlement always in a downward direction. That's why this graph is plotted in downward direction. Okay, and in x-axis there is an ultimate bearing capacity of the particular soil. So that kind of failure is showing that it does not settle. Okay, it does not settle up to the ultimate capacity, but further with it, if it fails, the bearing capacity of soil reduces and settlement increases up to this point. Okay, so this is the point as compared to the other graph or other shear failure is very low. Okay, so it bear or it shows maximum amount of ultimate capacity and minimum amount of settlement. The next point is the length of disturbance beyond the edge of footing is large, because why this This point is related to the first one, because in the first point they explain that it is incompressible soil. So general shear failure is happen in the steep and incompressible soil. So when there is an incompressible soil, in such condition, it does not, the soil does not compressed. Okay, so it start deforming. Okay, the state of plastic equilibrium is reached initially at the footing edge and spread gradually downward and outward direction. So the zones are explaining the same thing. The another points which is not mentioned here, but I will explain you that the base failure occurs at a very small vertical strain accompanied by the large lateral strain with surface heaves. What is the surface heaves? This is the particular above bulging above this above the footing, bulging above the footing is considered as, okay, this considered as the vertical strain. Okay, so it shows vertical strain very less. So as compared to this, motion of it is very small with respect to the horizontal. Okay, with respect to horizontal. Okay, sinking of base less than 7% base width. Okay, so it does not settle also. Failure zone is well defined, and in a load settlement, curves failure load is well defined and peak load is ultimate load. So beyond ultimate load, it does not take any kind of the load. Okay. Next is the local shear failure. In this local shear failure, the soil which is we are considering is having a low ultimate capacity, bearing capacity than the first one is. Okay, and that kind of a failure is settle much as compared to the bulging. Okay, and the horizontal also we could say that the horizontal movement or horizontal strain. Okay, lateral strain we say that is less than the uh, vertical strain. Okay, so we will move to the theoretical part. In this mode of large deformation takes place under the footing before developing the failure zone. So the deformation in vertical direction is large. Here you could see that the foundation is actually settled in the prior position. Okay, this red line, vertical line, this particular dotted line showing the actual or initial position of that particular soil foundation. Okay, with respect to it, it is settled down. So placed under the footing before development of failure zone. Tilting of footing is not expected. The tilting does not expect, so that it uniformly settled down. Ultimate load is not well defined in local shear failure. So we cannot rely on particular load failure that it will be fail after the particular amount of bearing capacity or after particular amount of load. Okay. Next, it takes place in moderately compressible soil or loose sand that is occurs in a soil with high compressibility. So that's why the lateral movement or strain of the particular the zone of failure is less. Okay, because of high compressibility. What happened in this particular soil? First of all, it is a medium compressible soil, loose sand, okay, or medium sand. So if the load increases beyond the ultimate quantity or safe bearing capacity, it suddenly apply the pressure on downward direction, so that because of the compressibility, the soil which is below that foundation compressed, okay, and does not transfer the strain to the lateral direction, and it does not show bulging on the ground surface, and we are not able to find out whether it is failing is started or not. Okay, yielding takes place close to the lower edge of the footing. What is meant by yielding? It means that at the particular point beyond this, the settlement starts. So yielding starts uh, at the close to lower edge of the footing, and that's why we are not able to find out the failure mode. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will see the what is the punching shear failure, because it is important to be know. Mm, and Tarzagi's theory of a bearing capacity. Okay, so now we will stop this video here and meet in the next